you get paid per streaming minute. So as a business model, we created shows. So we had 45-minute shows, 7 episodes.
When you and your brother started making movies, what was your business model?
I guess we didn't have a business model. We didn't think about it as a business. We just made movies. When we were kids, we would just run around having fun. We would steal my dad's camera. We would go shoot little movies after school, and it was just enjoyable. We just enjoyed doing it. We took karate classes, so we would do little fight scenes, put the camera on a tripod. It was just us, so we didn't have any actors. I'd film him, he would film me. And then obviously as we got older, it was kind of the same thing. A guy presented us with some projects. My brother would act in it, I would shoot everything. So I just kind of got stuck behind the camera. Not stuck, I love it, I've gotten really good at it. So yeah, we would do that, and then we would just create projects. And then the first feature that we did, House Guest, was just to see if we could do it. It wasn't to make a good film. Yeah, I guess that's kind of, people probably not like that, I said that, but we just wanted to see if we could create a feature. Can we get through a feature? Because we did a short film, but it's different when you're trying to do an hour-and-a-half movie, so it's a lot different. So yeah, I don't think we really were thinking about it as a business until we started the studio. And you know what, that part I didn't like as much. I enjoy the art of it, I love filming. I'd much rather just get hired. Hey, I have this project, all right, I'll come shoot it, do what I love doing, do what I'm good at. But I do get roped into producing, unfortunately, because I am pretty good at it. And I've done it over the years with my own stuff.
So the business model was you and your brother were making these films and you were putting most of them on Amazon Prime?
Yeah, at the time, Amazon Prime was pretty good, like they paid decent. So there was an aggregator that we went through, Film Hub, where they put it on Amazon, iTunes. Tubi, I don't think was quite around when we were doing it. That was a bit later, but Tubi was pretty hot at one time. So yeah, we would make these films. And the thing was, you get paid per streaming minute. So as a business model, we created shows. So we had 45-minute shows, 7 episodes. We had a show called Haunted Tours that did the best for us. So we did that, and yeah, we built out Facebook ads. This is when I kind of started learning marketing. So we got about 500,000 views on Facebook, driving people to the show. And it's paid per streaming minute, so each show is 45 minutes. So it was a reality-based haunted TV show with 7 episodes. So that was our business model to create income. And then we did another one called Share Your Scare, which was 7 episodes, 30 minutes long, that we shot in the studio. So all right, we have a studio, let's just shoot a show because we were in the haunted niche, the horror niche. We went to horror conventions and things like that because kind of Alex got us into them. And that was our business model. Creating shows that were long form on Amazon because we got paid per streaming minute, and then they would send us a check from Amazon because obviously Amazon run ads, and that's how we would get paid.
How much is this a business model you still use today?
I don't at the moment. I don't. Because I feel like I'm doing things differently now. I'm not doing it the same as I did before. I feel like you can't get to the next level, with the same thing you did. I don't know how I worded that last time, but like...
Right.
To get to a whole new level, you got to do something different. You can't, get to the next level doing the same thing. So for me, I'm not doing that. For our film Off Rip, we're working on pitching it, selling it, and if that doesn't work, then we're going to go back to all right, we're going to run YouTube ads, Facebook ads. We're going to get money for it, for marketing, and we're just going to blow it up ourselves and then get the interest of a Netflix. That's the goal.
Has Tubi taken over for Amazon Prime?
I don't think it's taken over, but I know at one point Amazon wasn't paying a lot, and then they were taking a lot of indie stuff down. It wasn't like it used to be. Now, then Tubi came out, and then Tubi was the hot thing for indie filmmakers because Tubi probably wanted content. So they were like, all right, we'll pay you top notch. And then these filmmakers would flood in to get them a ton of content. So I think that kind of what happened. But now I don't think Tubi's paying a lot either. So it's like, well, what is the next thing? Or at least for like indie filmmakers. And I don't even think it's a ton unless you get a lot. Unless you get a lot of people to see it. And how do you get a lot of people to see it? You got to market it. So either you have the fan base or somebody you have in the film has a fan base. So those are probably the two ways. Or you kind of kickstart it. You get it going, you get the algorithm going, and you get a bunch of people to watch it, and then it kind of like kickstarts it.
Have you ever tried product placement or sponsorships or merchandise?
Incorporating like T-shirts for our film,
Or mugs, yeah.
No, we haven't yet, but I guess we're kind of getting into that. We talked about that for Off Rip. So we have some influencers on the film, skimboarders, some of the actors. We thought about creating a website, kind of building out our own thing. You got to be scrappy. Like, what do we do? Like, we have this film. We can't just give up on it. Can't just move to the next film. Like, we got to get it out there. And the investor invested a lot of money. So our job is to do everything in our power to get that money back. And the film's done. We made the film. It's what it is. So now we have to market it. You have a project, and I think, people think it's just going to get picked up. People are going to pay for it. I don't know if that's always the case. Maybe it is for some people. Maybe if you get into a big festival. But for us, we'll see. We've entered in some festivals, and we're moving to that direction. But as far as merch and stuff like that, we haven't yet. But yeah, it's something we might do.
And is the film out for people to watch, or you're still going to do the festival screenings?
So Off Rip's not. Right now we're doing industry screenings. The next one will be in LA around March. And we're just kind of testing it. What do people think about it? We're sending it to companies. What do they think about it? We've entered in some festivals. We'll see if we get into any festivals. We're just going to keep grooving with it. We're going to take it day by day. We're going to festivals, companies, try to get a sales agent, sell it overseas. That's a big thing. If we can sell it overseas, you can make half your money just overseas, if not more. Try to sell it in the States. I don't know if we're going to get the money we want for it in the States here. So we'll probably just take it on ourselves because, we can, if we hold on to it, there could be another Tubi in a year that we could sell it to.
Or put it on YouTube with ads.
We could put it on YouTube. Mm-hmm. We've talked about that. But I think you got to do it in the right stages. I don't think you just want to put it on YouTube. At least at the level that we did it. We got to do it right. We got to do the premieres, the screeners, get it out there. And that's the thing too, it's not just about the movie. So it's setting yourself up for, at least for what I feel like I want to do, is set myself up for the next movie or the next project. So if we can put on industry screeners, invite people like our agents, different investors, different distributors to come see the movie, then you're just lining your chips up. Now they see what you've done. Now you're like, okay, we have another one that we're thinking about doing. Oh yeah, I've always wanted to be involved in a project. Well, what are you thinking? And it just kind of leads to the next thing. That's kind of my goal. So I think taking it each step at a time, and it's again, like we talked about, going into the forest and not knowing what's going to happen. Like, I don't know what's going to happen, but my swords are ready and I'm just going at it and I'm going to give it my best.
What are your thoughts on transactional revenue?
Transactional revenue, when they pay for your film. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's in different stages. I think it depends on what you're trying to do. Like some films may be just made for YouTube. Some are made to be purchased. I mean, a lot of stuff now, it's like a lot of movies they just put on YouTube. They're just free on YouTube. So how can you get somebody to go to your film and then pay you to watch your film? So I think that's the thing you got to think about when you're creating or when you're marketing. It's great. Are you going to make enough? Is there enough there? If you have a big enough budget for marketing, yes. But a lot of now, like Tubi has ads, people can watch it for free. YouTube, Netflix, I guess technically, if they already pay for it, it's kind of free at that point. So I think it's tougher now to get people to go and pay you for your movie. I think if you do it as like we talked about for Off-Rip, doing it as like building our own website, put it on there for like $20, but then you get to watch a behind the scenes. Maybe you talk with us afterwards. It's like an event. So I think that's a big thing too, making it more of an event. It's like, as a marketer, as I think about marketing, I'm like, how am I going to get somebody to go and watch my movie? Like, how can I get them to click and watch my film? So that's what you got to think about, I think, when you're marketing your film. Like, every film's different. We have a skimboarding sports drama, so we can build the marketing plan around skimboarding and that type of like genre. Maybe you have a horror film. I think this is good stuff to think about when you're a film. I mean, Blair Witch did a great job. They did this whole marketing thing, and I think Paranormal Activity. So doing like a coming up, yeah, I mean, that's just part of being a filmmaker too. Coming up with ways to get your film seen. I think you got to get creative nowadays. There's so much out there. You have to get super creative. Super creative.
And the algorithm knows who to suggest what films to.
Yeah.
So, I've had a lot of great films suggested for me, with YouTube, where like, oh, I actually haven't heard of that title, but that's so great that it's being suggested. And the same with Tubi, the recommendations after you watch a film are like, oh, wow, yeah, this was definitely my type of film.
The algorithm's changing a ton, so I think you have to keep up with it. And look, I'm still on the journey. I'm not like, I haven't done a ton of stuff. I'm still trying to figure it out. This is my first film as like out of college. I feel like this is like, I'm in the kind of the big leagues now. It's like, okay, what do I do with this? I got this film. I'm just a student trying to figure it out, just like I was when I was doing my first film. So I'm here to ask questions. I'll meet with people. I'll figure out, how do I market this thing? And it's just like, I just got to figure it out. I don't know. I don't know what the right thing to do is. I can tell you what I've done in the past, what I think the right thing to do is, and I've, talked with my partners and, okay, we can go this way, we can go that way. This is what happens if we go this way. This is what happens if we go that way. And I'm just figuring it out.